Settings. Recorder HQ. Pause. Stop.
Ah, there we go.
Speech off.
I've got it working now. Oh, what's that on the ground? Oof, yuck. Need to get a bloody cleaner out is what I need to do. I'm doing an update after I haven't come on here to update for a really long time. Oh shit, hang on. I forgot these fucking I forgot these tea towels. Yeah, I haven't done an update for a really long time. A lot of things have happened actually. I'm just washing up and I'm going to get something to eat as well and all this other shit that I wanted to do. Something's wrong there. Okay. So yeah, bloody tea towels want to be washed, I think. Wash them. Anyway, back to what I'm saying. Give me a second, hang on a minute. Okay, so a few things have happened since last time I updated. I tried to make a recording yesterday but it didn't work out as planned, so anyway, I'm not bothering with that. I've cut a few people out of my life. I won't go into any details and I'm not going to explain anything until how do I say this? I'm not going to explain anything until I feel that it's the right time to do so. Simply because I need to watch that. Simply because there's just a few things that I feel aren't very satisfactory that goes on around this place. So basically, hang on, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so there's a few things I'm not satisfied with regarding some neighbours and some things that goes on. That I must say, people need to get a life, is all I'm going to say for now. People need to get a life. That's what needs to happen. Secondly, I've stuck up for myself and basically said, if I want help from people, I'll ask, otherwise mind your business. But out of it. And thirdly, I won't explain anything about my saving up my money details, but to put it bluntly, or in a nutshell, I'm essentially saving up for a few reasons that I'm not going to go into right now. There's like a mark or a bit of residue on the teaspoon. Oh well, whatever, it's not bad. There are a few reasons why I'm saving up my money, but I'm not going to delve into it today because there are some unnamed people who are micromanaging what happens in my life. You know, they're stalking my social media in order to micromanage my life. I understand the bits about you're not allowed to write defamatory stuff about people and this, that and the other. I know all of that, okay? But what I don't like is when people read my blogs and then micromanage my life. Like, oh, you're not allowed to say this in your blogs, you're not allowed to write these types of comments, you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do that. And, you know, with my life, you know, like, you're not allowed to talk about people in this way, or you're not allowed to you're not allowed to say any opinions that these couple of people, who I won't identify, happen to disagree with. Once again, you don't go into blogs and write about people's names and addresses. You don't do that. You can't do that. But if you write, okay, I'm happy living in the unit, but I hate most of the neighbours, that's not writing a fact about the neighbours. You're just saying that you hate most of the neighbours. Right? Now, if these certain people then say you're not allowed to say those things in your blog, that's micromanagement of what you can and can't say. It's censorship. It's basically people censor. Well, there's two people who try to censor my social media. They try to censor and threaten, they censor what is said verbally and on social media, and they threaten legal action like tenancy eviction and all of that. So they threaten legal action. Now, I'm not very happy with that. So, without saying the reason for saving up my money, there's a bit of a hint. as to why I might be saving money. My second reason that I'm saving money is because I'm getting sick of waiting around for the NDIA people, the people from the NDIS. I'm getting sick of waiting around for them to approve funding before I get the technology that I want. So what I've decided to do now is to save up the money to buy some of the things I want, like say talking microwave and a Tracker Breeze / Victor Reader GPS, right? Now, if I buy that, the difference is if I buy it, I still have to make a claim to the, through the NDIS. I've got to claim the money back. But the difference is I'll have to wait around for that, but at the same time I'll have the technology I want straight away because I'll be buying it. So if I buy, for example, the talking microwave and the Tracker Breeze GPS, I'll have it in my hot little hands, and all I need to do is get an occupational therapist to write up a report and say, this is how much these pieces of technology costed, and then the NDIA simply puts the money back into my bank account. So they're essentially paying for the technology, but they're paying me. So instead of directly paying the manufacturer, they're paying me instead. So they're still paying for that device. It's just that I pay the manufacturer the bill that they want for the devices, and then the NDIS people reimburse me. So then they don't have to pay for the technology directly. I'm the one that does that, and they simply reimburse me. The NDIA simply reimburses me, which is good. It's pretty good. That even with an agency managed plan, because I'm not third party. Well, I'm kind of third party managed, but then I'm not, because I'm agency managed. I'm managed directly by the agency. I can still manage myself as much as I need to, which is really good, now that I know all of that shit, so yeah, that's the second reason why I'm saving up a whole lot of money. As for my first reason, I will wait until I feel comfortable and safe to talk about those things. Because once I've moved out, anybody could still sue me or whatever they want to do, but then they'd have a hard time because I'd just say, look, not interested in your dramas, mate. I'm allowed to say whatever I like. You can't stop me from saying whatever I like. And if you want to sue me because you think that I say whatever's untrue about you, mind you, I'm not even identifying who the people are, so I'm not talking about names, locations, phone numbers. I'm just saying the words property manager or landlord or Link Vision, which I shouldn't even say. I should just say, oh, these units or this complex, or I shouldn't even say the name of the business, let alone anything else. But anyway, the fact is, if I'm not identifying people, or who I'm talking about, then I can countersue and say, how do you know that I was actually talking about you in the first place? How would you know? I can countersue over that too. But I'm highly likely to say, listen, get a life. I'll say whatever I like in my blogs. You don't have to read the blogs. I'm not going to cease derogatory comments or whatever they say. I'm not going to cease writing derogatory comments. It is my blog. You don't have the right to tell me what goes in my blog. You don't tell me what I can and can't say in my blog. If you don't like it, stop reading it, for one. And secondly, I'll sue you for censoring my blog. That's what I'll do. If you tell me what to say in my blog, I'll just sue you for censoring my blog. Because we don't live in a communist country, we live in a bloody democratic society. So technically I can sue, which I won't. I'm just going to say, grow up and get a life. And I'm not going to get involved in any of your shit, any of your dramas, so get a life. You know, that's all I'm going to say. Maybe not in that way, but I would just write, look, I've moved away. You can't do anything about what I'm saying in my blog since you're not the owner of that blog. You don't own the blog. You've got no copyright. You've got no rights to my blog. And I don't need your opinions about my life. You know, that's what I'll be saying. Yeah, so I'll talk about those details thoroughly when I'm in the right location to be doing it. When I'm secure a lot more. There's some other reasons why I don't feel safe at the moment, but that's not to do with my home environment. It's to do with something else that I can't mention yet. I can't mention something else yet, so I won't. And even when I do start mentioning details, I won't be identifying anybody's name or anything like that. So there won't be any names of people. Just I'll just say, you know, things like staff members or some people in the management, or, you know, I'm not going to actually identify names. So anyway, when the time comes, I'll say a few more things about that. Right now, what I will say, and Stephanie, if you're listening, what I will say is that I'm happy with my happy with my little place, my little unit. I'm happy with the cheap rent, and I'm just going to leave it at that until the time comes, and then I'll explain again later. I think you know what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to make any identification of details yet for legal reasons. I'll wait until something else happens first, which you know what I mean. I'm not guaranteeing that something's going to happen anytime immediately soon, because I'm still getting my adaptive technology through the NDIS. Once I've got that in order and I've got all my money saved up, then I know what I'll be doing, and then I'll detail it later. I'll detail it later. What I'm going to say is that I thought about whether I'd like to live in Brisbane or Cairns or anywhere else like the Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast. I have decided that I still like Cairns, but I'd much prefer to live in Brisbane and then go to Cairns for holidays, or go to the Gold Coast or anywhere else for holidays. Like if I need a break from Brisbane, I don't have to permanently relocate and never come back to Brisbane again. You know, or relocate permanently, come back to Brisbane for holidays and then just never live in Brisbane again. I don't have to do that. I can, but I've made a decision not to do that. I'm going to be permanently living in Brisbane somewhere. I won't say any details because I'm living here, so that's all you need to know for now. Stephanie, you should know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I will still live here permanently in Brisbane, is how I'm going to say, this is how I'm saying it for now. But I can still go to other places for holidays, which will be good. If I need a break, go on holiday, then come back here, because this will be my permanent settlement. But it just means I can have a break for a few weeks, come back here a week or two, maybe even 4 weeks, you know, a bit of a break, and then come back, you know. But yeah, I have a few things I need to talk about after the fact. I'm not going to explain that, but anyway, after the fact of whatever I choose to do at some point in the future, I will talk about it then. I'm not going to mention social media until the right time because I don't want to mention it yet. You know what I'm talking about, Stephanie? Yeah, other than that, I'm happy to be going out all the time. That sounds a bit of a weird statement because sometimes I'm not happy, but most of the time I am happy. But I have my reasons for why I'm not happy. I think you know what I'm talking about, Stephanie. But once again, I'll go into details later. There's a few things that are making me very unhappy, but this unit, so, you know, the house, kitchen, dining area, bedroom, it's all pretty good. You know, it's physically a nice place to live in. So this is all you need to know for now, is that it's a nice place to live in. So I'm happy to live here, provided I do a few things to sort of keep out of the politics of this place, which I'm not going to explain right now. I'm not explaining that. I won't explain it till later. But I'm doing a few things in order to keep myself preoccupied and sane and kind of separated from the current political environment, which has nothing to do with this unit, by the way. It's got to do with the way this entire complex is currently run. Once again, I can't say anything until the right time. But yeah, other than that, other than a few things that I have trouble with accepting, I'm happy with this unit. I'm happy with the cheap rent. I'm happy to go out all the time, which I will be no matter where I am in Brisbane, I'm happy to go out. So that's not the problem. But yeah, I'm happy for the most part. So yeah, there's just a few things that aren't related to me living in this unit. They're related to this complex, but not my actual unit, that I do not agree with, and I feel is conflicting with my values as a person and my general lifestyle situation. Once again, that sounds confusing, but I'll explain when I'm able to explain it. Stephanie, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, ask and I'll WhatsApp you, because I don't want to tell you on YouTube. I will later, but not at this time. My WordPress blog, I'm not going to tell you what I've done with my blog for security reasons and for legal reasons. I will fix that when the time comes, when I feel more secure, is all I'm going to say. Most of you guys who listen may not realise what I'm talking about. Some of you do know what I'm talking about. I will explain properly later. I'll explain properly when the time's right, is how I'm going to say that. My motto is when the time is right. When will the time be right? I can't tell you if it'll be next year. I can't tell you if it'll be next week. Well, it won't be next week, but you know what I mean. I can't tell you if it'll be, you know, next month, next year, or in 5 years' time. But I'm guaranteeing you it will happen soon. Soon being, I'm giving myself within 5 years, but let's say 10 years. But I can pretty much guarantee it'll be sooner than that. I'd like to think that within the next 2 to 3 years, something will change. I can't be certain, but I can be pretty sure that maybe there will be some changes happening in the next few years. If for some reason things change for the better around here, which I'm not going to say anything until I'm in the correct location or until some life changes occur. I have to decide when I come to that bridge what I will and won't say in my next YouTube update. But anyway, if things change for the better around here, I may end up changing my mind and just moving on with life and business as usual, because that's what I'm doing now. I'm just doing business as usual in my life. But if things get better around here, I may end up just forgetting about this whole other plan, this whole other undisclosed plan. I may end up putting it off. It still means that when I do YouTube updates, I might have to talk when I'm not in my unit. I sometimes have to talk when I'm not in my unit, so that some people who I can't trust are not going to hear what I say, and they won't disclose it to some other people who I don't trust. So anyway, with that out of the road, the fun will start. The fun will now start. Hang on, what's this? Oh, 2 containers. The fun will now start. Okay. So, with a few things out of the road, once again, before I move on, please don't get me to disclose things on YouTube right now, as in, at this time it's not appropriate to disclose things on YouTube for security and legal reasons, okay? So if you need to know, please send me a WhatsApp message. But things can't be disclosed until I let people know that, hey, everything's okay. We can discuss things on YouTube properly again. Or you can hear what I've got to say, finally hear what I've got to actually say about a few things which I can't discuss at this current time for legal and security reasons, which is basically how it is. It's not something I'd like to be part of my life, where I have to sort of be private about everything, because I don't like to talk about things on YouTube in such a way that other people are threatened, because that is just bullshit, and you can't do stupid YouTube video logs at any time. But at the same time, I feel that I can't say some things because there are some people who I do not trust, who will try to micromanage my life and my social media to suit them, and I get threatened with legal action if I don't agree to these opinions that some of these people have, and agree to uphold some loyalty while using social media. But like I said, for security and legal reasons, I cannot explain the backstory of what's going on until later. So don't assume I'm like bossing you around or telling you what to do or controlling anyone. I don't have any intention of doing that. I mean, if people are going to threaten me or anything, then yeah, okay, stop doing it. But if it's just a normal, hey, this is what's going on, blah blah blah, if I say, listen, I can't tell you at the moment, send me a WhatsApp message, or I can't, put an update on YouTube about certain things that are happening until later, it's just because I don't want untrustworthy individuals causing problems for me while I'm living in this complex. And Stephanie, once again, you know what I'm talking about. Once again, you know what I'm talking about. So, anyway, I'm going to do another recording and move on with a bit of fun.
11 Sunday YouTube pause minus pause stop but